If you're in the gym community, you've probably heard of this stuff here, creatine. Now, despite being one of the most well-researched supplements on the market, it is still one of the most misunderstood. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you guys through some pros of using creatine and some things to watch out for so we can get to the bottom of it. Alright, so the first thing I really want to make clear to you guys is that creatine is completely natural. Your body produces it in the liver and other vital organs, as well as the body extracts it from the foods that you're eating. So beef, fish, they all have high creatine content. However, the only thing is, especially if you might be a vegetarian or vegan or something, and even people with normal diets, they often don't intake enough creatine, and that can be a big problem. So that's why you might benefit from taking, say, 5 grams of creatine per day and actually using creatine supplements to keep your intramuscular creatine stores full and able to power you through your high intensity workouts in the gym and maybe doing cardio. But anyway, I'm going to run you through quickly the science and a bit more of the technical aspect of how creatine works on paper.
So, let's hypothetically say that we're at the gym. And when you walk into the gym, your muscles will look something like this. And inside your muscles, there's little stores of something known as ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. And it sounds crazy, but all it really is ATP is the primary fuel source for your body for its high intensity, explosive efforts in the gym, like 1 rep maxes or your heavy working sets, whatever it might be. ATP is the fuel source. As you start lifting, however, your muscles start using ATP for energy. And as your ATP stores start to deplete, you start getting to the point where it's getting harder and harder, and you're getting closer and closer to the dreaded failure. And that failure occurs when there's no more ATP stores left in the muscle. So how does creatine come into this? Let me show you. Let's start back with our friend here, but this time with a twist. They're going to be consuming 5 grams of creatine per day as per the recommended daily dose. And what the body will actually do, it will ingest the creatine and convert it into something known as phosphocreatine, or PC for short. Now, this PC will combine with something known as ADP, or adenosine diphosphate, which will combine with PC to give you guessed it, the holy grail of energy production, ATP. And let's now see how this added creatine into the body and increased ATP will affect their performance in the gym. So we're at the gym now, and let's have a look what happens. So our friend again has had their creatine, and let's have a look at their muscles. So this time around, however, they have a lot more ATP stores inside the muscles, which is obviously going to directly benefit their weightlifting session. And let's see how that happens. So when they start lifting, once again, they are using ATP as fuel, and ATP stores are depleting whilst they lift. However, since there are more stores inside the muscle, it takes a lot longer for the shakes to set in, and even longer for failure to occur. So the point here is creatine supplementation will increase ATP stores in your muscles, and you'll be able to work at a higher intensity for longer. And that will directly benefit the muscle building stimulus and stresses placed on the muscles during your workouts, which will benefit muscle growth.
Alright, so I hope now you've got a better understanding of how supplementing with creatine will benefit you in the gym. But I also want to touch on something else real quick. The fact that because creatine actually increases water retention into the muscles, your muscles will appear fuller and rounder, and what that will actually, it gives the illusion of bigger muscles because basically there's increased water in the muscle and it volumizes the muscle. So that is an added benefit. And also, water retention obviously increases your body weight. So you'll be able to lift a little bit heavier as well in the gym. So they're just some little sort of pluses of supplementing with creatine. So with all that being said, the only thing I would recommend sort of keeping an eye out for when it comes to taking creatine is the fact that you've got your 5 gram recommended daily dose, and obviously you can get into a loading phase, which is pretty much taking a much higher amount of creatine per day to sort of fill your PC stores quicker in your muscles. However, I just be very careful with having too much because you can oftentimes increase digestive issues, and also you can become a bit dehydrated because if your body is drawing all this water into your muscles, it's obviously going to be taking away water from sort of other vital areas. So you can have a few issues there, but that's basically something about just make sure you stick to the daily dose that's recommended on the bottle and you'll be perfectly fine. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you now have a better understanding of how creatine actually works and also some of the pros and some of the cons. Overall though, the pros do definitely outweigh the cons on this one. I would highly recommend you guys try it out, see how it works for you. But before you try your creatine, please don't forget to like the video, comment down below, it does help the algorithm, and subscribe to the channel please. And until next time, let's hop on some creatine and let's also make it happen. See ya.
The point here is creatine supplementation will increase ATP stores in your muscles and you'll be able to work at a higher intensity for longer.